This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a home is destroyed in Enfield following a structure fire earlier today.
The homeowner of 1 Mohawk Road came home to discover the fire at around 10:30 this morning. Crews from Burlington, Lincoln, Howland, Greenbush, Milford, and East Millinocket all responded to help put out the fire. No one was home at the time of that fire, and the homeowner's dogs were able to escape safely. However, the home is considered a total loss and is not covered by homeowners insurance. The Red Cross has been in contact with the family, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but Howland Fire believes it may have been electrical.
Police have identified what caused the death of a Presque Isle man, which then led to the discovery of a pipe bomb. Police were called to 17 Parsons Street on August 18th for reports of a dead man. When police arrived, they found a pipe bomb, vacated the home, and shut down the road for several hours. According to a state police spokesperson, the bomb team retrieved the bomb and made it inoperable. William Anderson of Brewer was found dead inside the home. The medical examiner's office ruled he died from an accidental overdose. Police say the bomb belonged to Anderson.
And Brewer police are asking for your help in locating 2 persons of interest. According to a post on the department's Facebook page, these 2 people were involved in separate incidents, and now police are asking for your help in identifying them. If you have any information, you are asked to contact Sergeant Zachary Karen at the Brewer Police Department. The number there is 989-7001. You can see it right there on your screen. You can also email him at zkaren@brewermaine.gov.
A reward is being offered for information about vandalism done to some Versant power equipment in Hancock County. Police say residential pole top transformers were damaged with a gun in Waltham on August 21st. $5,000 is being offered for information leading to an arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the damage. Anyone with information should contact Maine State Police Corporal Blaine Silk. The number is 973-3700, extension 9.
Well, switching gears now, gubernatorial candidate and former Governor Paul LePage was talking to folks at Dysarts in Herman today, pitching his agenda ahead of the November election. LePage touched on a number of topics, talking about the global problem of inflation and how he'd address it locally. He also talked about increasing school choice and converting abandoned buildings to help address affordable housing issues. He also blasted Governor Mills' decision to issue $850 relief checks to Maine taxpayers.
The $850 could have been put to so much better use. For instance, we should have taken $250 million and given it to our oil distributors and told them to charge the consumer what we did last year, $2.50 a gallon, and use this money to make them whole. The other thing she could have done is just given it a tax break and make it retroactive 2021, so more money would flow to your pockets, the people who need it the most. But we should have taken it was under appeal. It was $74 million, and Janet went.
Well, in response, Democratic State Senator Joe Perry responded to Mr. LePage's comments, saying those checks helped Mainers fight rising costs and the money boosted local economies.
Of course, the solution they're pitching is to take government money and give it to businesses and hope it trickles down to us and the poor people. Well, that's never going to happen. Putting that money in people's hands was the best thing we can do to get people, to help them fight the high costs they have right now. When those $850 checks hit, it was important to people, and they spent it here, and it went into the economy immediately.
In other news tonight, the roughly 360,000 Mainers who receive Social Security payments will see a notable bump in their benefits. And experts say the impact of that raise will be huge. AARP says the 8.7% increase will mean roughly $127 a month more in benefits for those who are receiving retired worker benefits. And for those receiving disabled worker benefits, the increase will mean an extra $104 roughly. A spokesperson for AARP says even though Social Security isn't meant to be a sole source of income, for many Mainers, it's the biggest piece of their income puzzle.
It's not meant to be your full income in retirement, but that doesn't mean actually in Maine, 18% of individuals who are 65 and older live in a family where Social Security accounts for 90% of the household income. So that's a lot of people who are really struggling on that monthly benefit.
Quinn says AARP continues to urge Congress to strengthen and protect Social Security.
There's some good news tonight for businesses to help address the ongoing worker shortage. The Department of Homeland Security and Department of Labor announced today they will increase the number of H-2B visas for fiscal year 2023 to approximately 65,000. Those visas are on top of the 66,000 normally available every fiscal year. The announcement made clear a portion of the additional visas will be reserved to meet the demand for seasonal workers during the peak summer season. In a statement, Senators Susan Collins and Angus King, who led the push for more visas, said, quote, although this relief is welcome news to many Maine small businesses, there is still an overwhelming need given the current situation or current tight labor market and record low unemployment. We must improve the H-2B program to ensure Maine small businesses do not continue to suffer from a lack of workers, end quote.
Well, with a storm coming, the big question is, will I lose power and for how long? Versant Power says that the incoming storm will be mostly affecting coastal communities. The winds may be a factor, but they are confident that they have the crews to deal with a storm like this.
As with any potential weather coming in, charge up your phones, make sure you have some flashlights and batteries, a fresh supply of water. Of course, we are hoping for the best, but we're going to be closely monitoring the weather and keep you posted with any updates.
Central Maine Power says they are also ready to respond to potential outages from the wind and rain. They remind customers to never run a generator indoors or even in an open garage. You can find a full list of storm prep tips on their website.
It's certainly something to think about as that weather is coming our way. But today, overall, nothing really to complain about. Again, another just beautiful day.
It seems a little odd to be worrying about storm prep when you've had the kind of afternoon that we have. But nevertheless, there is some weather coming our way, and let's take a first look at our forecast and see more about it.
Thank you so much. Our first weather today is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest rug cleaning destination for over 70 years. All right, let's get into these temperatures. Take a look in the Midwest, upper Midwest. That blue, that is cold, cold air. That winter temperatures, 30s and 40s. But down the eastern seaboard, hey, we'll take these 60s and 70s any day. It is looking gorgeous outside. We even had a mild start to the day. Temperatures in the 40s, even a couple of 50s. So a whole big difference in temperatures this morning, this time around. And look at this rebound later on. 60s, a couple of 70s were out there earlier, so it was a beautiful outside. Besides all that cloud cover and some rain showers that are starting to move in. So get ready. This is the calm before the storm. And temperatures tonight will be on the milder end, but they'll continue to cool off into the upper 50s.
Of course, a little trickle coming our way, at least by 2 a.m. there, so keep that in mind as well.
Starting to see that coming in.
Alrighty, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll hear from residents in Howland who share their growing concerns over a salt pile in their neighborhood.
And the new owner of a market in Orono looks to honor the building's history. We'll have those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 comes right back.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
Jay Leno live in concert.
Researchers at Washington University report that 100,000 years from now, the average size of the human head will greatly increase. They say the larger the head and the larger the jaw, the more sexually attractive people will be. So I am 100,000 years ahead of my time. That's right.
Saturday, October 22nd, Collins Center for the Arts, Orono, Maine. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com. Visit VarneyFord.com today.
Don't be scared to buy a boat this season at Hamlin's Marine on the Belfast waterfront. Starting October 18th and running through Halloween, this is your ticket to the best boat deals completely scare-free. Featuring all-in-stock boat packages, outboards, boats, and trailers 15 to 25% off. Spooky good deals. At Hamlin's Marine, we are powered by Yamaha Outboard, and we have more than 20 boat packages on display, with easy loader trailers too. Stop into the Belfast waterfront and don't be scared to buy a boat at Hamlin's Marine.
She's been learning about the founding of our country, about rights and freedoms. Freedoms that today are under assault. Politician Bruce Poliquin supported amending the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion. He even voted for a nationwide ban. Poliquin would allow politicians to stand between women and their doctors. He supported allowing states to outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest. We can't let Bruce Poliquin back in Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Residents of Valley Avenue in Howland are upset over a massive salt pile that's been growing in size for years, and they say the town is not taking enough action to get rid of it. Matthew Jurancic has more.
It's destroying people's property, and it's not just mine that's getting destroyed.
The Braleys have been asking the town of Howland to deal with this salt pile for several years.
We've been fighting with the town for 3 years now since we've been here, and her mother before that.
The salt pile next to 11 Valley Ave can be seen on Google Maps Street View dating back to 2015. However, Howland Town Manager David Lloyd assures that the pile will be moved eventually.
Our goal will be to relocate this sand pile down on Lagoon Lane. That's our goal. Funding's not available right now.
Howland resident Tina Braley says she does not agree with that narrative.
We are sitting in a $4 million town office. Brand spanking new. Stuff has been bought that hasn't needed to be bought at the time when something like this really should be addressed.
Right here is the salt pile that the Greeleys are dealing with. And right over there behind me is the Greeley's house.
Basements are getting destroyed. I know all the salt's got to be running down in the Piscataquis and Penobscot rivers.
Yes.
We're right in the corner of both of them. So there's just lots of issues.
The salt pile has caused cracks in the walls of the Braley's basement, as well as deterioration of bricks, and even forced the family to install underground pipes to deal with the matter at hand. Braley hopes the town will address this issue in a timely manner.
I just would like to see them get on the ball and get it removed. I understand it's not going to happen this year. I do get that. But they have to make the application out to begin with.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, a well-known and long-standing market in Orono has rebranded under a new owner. Lance Cowan owns and operates The Local, which opened for business about a month ago. The building was once home to the Orono Thriftway Market for decades before changing ownership. Cowan says he takes pride in being able to keep the spirit of the market alive in the town he's always called home.
You know, I'm from Orono, so I remember as a kid coming here and how active it was, and so it's nice to be able to kind of step up and bring that back and revitalize it and get things going again.
Cowan says he's looking forward to opening a bagel shop in the market in the next few weeks.
There may be a new investor to reopen a closed Hamden trash plant. The 115 towns that make up the Municipal Review Committee bought the trash plant on August 10th for $1.5 million. Since that time, the committee has been working with New York investment firm Revere Capital Advisors to find a new operator for the facility that has been closed since 2020. MRC Executive Director Mike Carroll says they now hope to have a closing by November 10th.
After 2 long years of uncertainty, we are excited to take complete control and make timely decisions on the plant. We, the MRC and its members, are finally in the driver's seat. Under our ownership, we have accomplished more in the last 2 months towards the reopening than the bondholders did in the last 2 years.
Carroll says under the deal, the MRC would maintain minority ownership. He says they would own the land under the plant and get lease payments that would help make up for some of the money that was spent during the time the facility was shut down. They hope to have the operation up and running for all municipalities within 10 to 12 months from acquisition.
Well, looking elsewhere in the country now, Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz will not face the death penalty. That's the word from a Florida court.
Was established by the greater weight of the evidence, yes.
Cruz has been spared the death penalty and sentenced to life in prison by a Florida jury for carrying out the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The mass shooting claimed 17 lives. Cruz pleaded guilty last year to 17 counts of first-degree murder and 17 counts of attempted first-degree murder in connection to the February 14, 2018 killing of 14 students and 3 staff members at his former school. Among the victims were 15-year-old Peter Wang, an Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps cadet who died while helping classmates escape, and 35-year-old Scott Beigel, a geography teacher who was shot dead while shepherding students to safety in his classroom. And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, United Cerebral Palsy of Maine gears up for its annual Pumpkins in the Park event.
And in sports, Maine hockey grabbed their first win of the year and their first loss of the year this past weekend. We'll take a look at the team after the break.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine, and we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
Your representative has your back.
Who's he kidding? Jared Golden votes with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden 83% of the time. The result? A war on the middle class, the worst inflation in 40 years, sky-high energy prices, drugs pouring over the border. And Jared Golden just voted for 87,000 new IRS agents to hassle the middle class. Jared Golden doesn't have your back. He has theirs. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota BX Series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
Janet Mills' education department was teaching kindergartners radical transgender policies. Now it's pushing a curriculum telling students they're racist if they use certain terms. All lives matter, mass incarceration, calling the police on black people, all racist. Janet Mills closed our schools and our kids fell behind. And now she's pushing her radical education agenda. No more politics in schools, no more Janet Mills. The top funder of the Maine Republican Party is the Republican Governors Association.
I'll always be an independent fighter for you.
Maybe he used to be. But when it mattered, Jared Golden helped Joe Biden hike taxes by billions on people making as little as $20,000 a year, and nearly doubled the IRS, targeting middle-class families for more, all while giving new tax breaks to the elite. Jared Golden. He's not our independent fighter anymore. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. After one weekend of hockey, the Black Bears are sitting at 1-1 with a win against Air Force and then a 3-1 loss against Denver, the top team in the country. And now they're looking to learn from that Denver game as they gear up for the rest of the season.
We showed a lot of glimpses of some pretty good hockey, and for our first weekend as a group and what we've been working towards, it gives us a little bit of life.
After the first official weekend of the season, Maine hockey finds themselves at an even 1-1. winning their first game of the year on Friday night.
We took advantage of the opportunities we had. At top to bottom, it was the effort was there.
We started hot on Friday night. That's kind of, a perfect picture for us and how we want to start the season.
The Black Bears took a 4-1 victory on the road at Air Force before turning it around to play Denver, the top team in the country, on Saturday.
Saturday was it's just not really how we didn't come out hot. We didn't come out our game. Obviously, there's a great team over there at the other end. Like Denver's a great team, great players that are going to be able to take advantage of mistakes, and that's kind of what they did to us.
Against the Pioneers, Maine fell behind quickly, heading into the first intermission, trailing 3-0.
The last 3-4 minutes of the first period really did us in. It was a 1-0 game. We started pretty well the first 7-8 minutes, had some chances, didn't score. They scored on their first chance 7 minutes into the game, and then we kind of imploded a little bit. The rest took some bad penalties, made some poor decisions with the puck.
But they regrouped, and they held Denver scoreless for the final 45 minutes of the game, while knocking one in off the stick of Donovan Houle.
I think the biggest thing for us is that it showed us that we can play with the best, and we're not that far away from a team like that. So it showed us we got some things to work on, but we're not that far. We can definitely do it.
But still, even with a good regroup against a pretty good team, they're not happy with the result.
The score is 3-1, so you feel like you're hanging with somebody, but we were never in the game.
A loss. Obviously, we did some good things, but we were not satisfied. There's a lot of things we could have done better.
However, there's a lot to learn when you play the top team in the country, and they'll look to take those lessons into this upcoming weekend, on the road again at Bentley.
A lot of things we can take away from that, a lot of things we can learn, and a lot of things we're working on this week to get going and come in hot going against Bentley next weekend.
Staying on the topic now, we're just going to go to a Maine hockey alum. The Bruins kicked off the season on Wednesday night, and it was former Black Bear Jim Montgomery's first game behind the bench, and a successful one for Monty at that. Bees started off the season on the right note, taking a 5-2 victory over the Capitals. No Swayman in net, but it was a win for Linus Ullmark, and still starting off the season with a hug. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. Here is Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much. Happy Thursday to you folks, and really a happy Thursday with all of these warm temperatures. 68 earlier today in Bangor, a little bit cooler, but still, hey, 66, we'll take that any day in Bar Harbor. Rockland coming in at 63 degrees, so it was beautiful, well above average temperatures for this time of year. But look what is going on in the Midwest and Upper Midwest. Yes, those are 30s and 40s as high temperatures today. So a whole difference in temperatures from the East Coast all the way to the Midwest and Upper Midwest. Take a look at this, 60s, 70s. We are hanging out with some really warm temperatures. Our average around 59 degrees, so we will have really nice and above average temperatures right through Friday and right through the weekend. Then finally by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we start to slightly cool off, but still mid-50s, upper 50s, we'll take those any day. It is fall, so up and down trend with temperatures is not out of the ordinary. And same thing with this rainfall. We do have some cloud cover right now, and this is the calm before the storm right now. It's not looking too bad. It's warm outside, cloudy skies, but oh, just wait. Look at all of this precipitation stretching all the way from Canada down the eastern seaboard, New York City, Philly, Washington, D.C., all in on the rain, and this is just around the corner. So get ready. More rain is on the way. It's actually going to be very heavy overnight tonight, throughout the day tomorrow. So tomorrow is not the day to be outside. It will be windy. It will be rainy. Temperatures will be on the milder end, but still definitely bring an umbrella. We do also have some wind advisories that are in effect until Friday, 8 p.m., and some gale warnings in effect until 8 p.m. on Friday. So get ready. It will also be a little bit windy, especially by the coast. And yes, we are talking about that muggy meter. That rain is moving in, some warmer temperatures. You know what that means. It will feel sticky, especially Friday throughout the day into Saturday, and then it finally starts to drop right in time for the weekend. And then by beginning of next week, once again, it starts to rise by Tuesday. Those are more chances of showers that will be moving in. Tonight, temperatures around 57 degrees, so it will be very mild outside, but don't get fooled. It will be really windy and rainy, so don't forget your umbrellas, especially throughout the day tomorrow as temperatures start to rise into those mid-60s. Rain will be likely all throughout the day, so get ready. And our extended forecast outlook does show lingering showers on Saturday. Then we're in the clear by Sunday and more chances of showers by Monday and Tuesday.
So nice to see a couple wins racked up, kind of Maine related. The Maine team themselves finally gets their first win, and then, a former Black Bear also gets his first win.
And it's good to see Maine grabbing the first win, first game of the season last year. It took them a little bit, but kind of starting off on the right foot. There's a different feel around that team this year.
You got to hope that kind of gets the momentum going, maybe a little faster.
Yeah, and I think that talking to Coach this year, he says the effort's there no matter what. Like, he doesn't have to coach that this year. Last year, a little bit of a different story. So this year, there's like I said, different feel around the team this year. Should result in some wins.
I think you mentioned that loss, too, was against a top-ranked team as well.
The top-ranked team in the country.
Right,
so I mean,
hard to feel bad about that.
They're still not happy with it, talking to them. I mean, you'd think that they'd be like, yeah, moral victory. No, it doesn't happen.
Right. Well, it just shows that the drive is there.
Yes.
That's what they're saying, even with that context.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. At the end of the day, just nice that hockey is back, and the Bruins off to a good start, too.
Yes, hockey, football. It's kind of like that season where all four sports are converging, NBA starting soon.
Right.
Best time of the year to be me.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty. Well, there is still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
She's been learning about the founding of our country, about rights and freedoms that today are under assault. Politician Bruce Poliquin supported amending the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion. He even voted for a nationwide ban. Poliquin would allow politicians to stand between women and their doctors. He supported allowing states to outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest. We can't let Bruce Poliquin back in Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I have a great job. I get up early, head on out, and I get to work. I install solar panels. They power our homes and give me a great paycheck. When Paul LePage was governor, he opposed projects like this, putting Maine last for solar jobs in New England. He even said that climate change wasn't a threat to Maine. Look, we need more of these jobs, and that won't happen if we go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
Senator Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective. Joe has always been a champion for Maine seniors. Joe Baldacci sponsored and passed the legislation that generated more than $90 million to nursing homes in Bangor and across the state that have been hit hard by the pandemic. Joe Baldacci delivered on funding to protect health care and important services for thousands of Maine seniors. Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective, delivering results for Bangor and Herman.
Our Medicare supplement and drug coverage is so expensive, we're barely keeping up with our bills.
My husband and I were in the same situation, so I got some help from the Senior Planning Center. They were able to show us some high-quality Medicare Advantage plans that saved us a lot of money.
The Senior Planning Center? Tell me more.
They have helpful agents all over the state, real Mainers helping Mainers. Give them a call. The Senior Planning Center. They were there to help when it mattered most. I'm glad I called them. You'll be glad too.
United Cerebral Palsy of Maine will hold its 20th annual Pumpkins in the Park fundraiser next weekend. After 2 years of it being held virtually, it's back in person this year at the Anna Shriners building located at 1404 Broadway. Trick-or-treating, face painting, a bounce house, prizes and clowns can all be found at the event from 12 to 5 next Sunday.
Money raised at Pumpkins in the Park goes directly back into UCP and the programs we offer. We offer programs for adults and children with physical, intellectual, and mental health needs.
It's $3 a person and $10 per family, with kids under 3 getting in for free.
Certainly benefiting a good cause. Those are some nice-looking plump pumpkins right there.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
I love seeing pumpkins. I love seeing all the signs of fall. It's nice to see now these events again back in person.
Yeah.
Much better, much more fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, and some good canvases to get some carving on too.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a few.
Oh yeah.
Get a few. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. From everybody here at ABC7, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.